So I wanted a little bit of that fade. Maybe as it grows out, there'll be like a fade from black to blue to green. All right, this person is struggling to connect. We might have to move on. You have the best color for me, Adora? Is it not green? Is it not green, Kapow? Come on, we're matching. We both have green. Thank you, fuckface. I appreciate the compliments. All right, Delilah. Unfortunately, the connection was not able to happen. Okay, everyone, tap away. Let's get the live started. Restarted, I should say. What eyeliner brand do I use? I use NYX. Hello, Leah.
Hi, Adora.
How's it going?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing fantastic. Your age and your pronouns, please.
I am 27 and I am she, her.
All right. And is this person a woman?
That person is a trans woman.
Okay. And why are they not a woman?
Um, that person is not a woman because that person is a trans woman.
Right. So what is the difference between a trans woman and a woman to you?
A woman is the person who birthed me, and a trans woman is a trans woman, me.
Wait,
So
so
birth is related to sex, not gender.
right,
Um,
with that logic,
but
that means that your mother would be the only ones that's a woman. So are you saying giving birth
no,
is what
no,
you
no,
meant?
no, no. I firmly believe that there's a difference between a trans woman and a woman. And as a trans woman, when I look at my mother, I see a woman. But when I look at myself, I see a trans woman. I'm a trans woman.
Oh, okay. So you're transgender. Okay.
Yes, I am. I
Um,
am trans.
yeah, okay. To clarify for anyone who cash apps normally, just a reminder, we do not cash app to kick trans people. I want to make sure that every trans person has their voice. Okay.
Thank you very much.
Um,
I appreciate
okay. Do you recognize the difference between sex and gender?
that. Yes, I do.
Okay. So, can just make sure we're on the same page. Would you mind telling me
Telling you what?
the difference between sex and gender?
Oh, sex is what's between your legs. Gender is what you identify as.
What was gender? Sorry.
Gender is what you identify as.
Basically, it's an innate sense of self. It's psychological and social. So,
Yes.
why then are we uh, are we using sex characteristics to determine gender?
Well, no, I expect for people to respect me as a woman. I don't feel like that you should walk around with trans woman tattooed on your forehead, except for when we're kind of in discussions in safe places like this. Then I feel like you should say, hey, I'm a trans woman. But for me personally, unless someone could build me a time machine and I can go back and alter my genetics in some way and I could be born, with a vagina, I feel like I will always be a trans woman and
Okay.
my mother is a woman. My mother,
Okay,
my
but
mother is a
having a
woman.
vagina is not a necessary condition to being a
It
woman.
is, it's not, but there's a difference in my opinion. In
Sure,
my
there's a
opinion.
difference between trans women and cis women. We are not cis women, but we
Yes.
are women.
We are in fact women, but we're trans women. And I'm not saying that it's safe for you to walk around and put the trans in front of the woman every single time, but we are trans women.
Okay,
We're not women. We're not biological women. We're not.
can we agree that transgender is an adjective, not a noun?
Adora, I love you so much. I love your lives. This is the first time that I've been able to come and actually talk to you. But I live in like a realistic world. I transitioned when I was 14. Like
Yeah, so do I, Leah.
yes,
I also live in
but
a
I
realistic
don't,
world.
but I just see a difference between trans women and women. And I can't say that
And cis women, trans women and cis women. Yes, there's a difference.
trans women and biological women
We are biological women.
and
Biological
and
means that you're
and
a
cis
living organism. We are living organisms, and we
no
are women.
no
Therefore, we are
no
biological women.
No, Adora, because what we're doing is we're misconstruing the words to confuse people, and
No,
we have
I'm
to
literally
live in a
simplifying.
real we have to live in a real world, Adora. I don't, and
God, yes.
I'm such a big fan of you. I'm sorry, I'm such a big fan of you, but like I live in reality. Like a woman is the woman that birthed me. That's a woman. We are trans women, Adora. I'm
But Leah,
so
you
sorry.
understand the difference between sex and gender, so how can you think
I
that?
completely understand the difference, but like, Adora, how do you not understand where I'm coming from? And
Because on one hand, you're saying, yes, I understand that there is a difference between between sex and gender. And then you are immediately turning around and saying that sex defines gender.
but Adora, what we're doing is, and no, I'm not crying, by the way. What we're doing is we, a lot of trans women, we kind of twist words
No,
to
what word
make
am I twisting?
things,
What word am I twisting?
no, no, Adora, because come on, let's be serious. We're
That's
trans
exactly what I'm
women.
doing. You think this is just for fun? You think I?
No,
Okay,
no,
I do.
I don't think it's for fun. Please, Adora, please don't hate me. I love you. Please don't
Leah,
hate me.
Leah, I promise you, I don't hate you. I'm just frustrated.
Okay, I'm sorry. Well, I'll
No,
let you. Okay, so
Leah,
you
you're
can.
good.
So
You're good. Okay.
maybe you can educate me. I'll stop talking.
Okay.
Maybe you can educate me. But when I think of a woman, I think of the woman. I look at my mother every single day, and that is a woman to me. That's a woman to
Good.
me. I'm a
Good for your
trans
mom. Your
woman.
mom sounds like an amazing person. But can all women give birth?
No.
Of course not. So therefore, you can be a woman and not be able to give birth.
That is a fact. That's completely true. I have a friend who cannot give birth, but that
Right.
doesn't.
And we
That
are
is that.
women who cannot give birth.
That is very true. But we could procreate, but we can't do that the same way that the women that birth us can do.
Sure. It's different for us. I'm not saying that cis women and trans
Very
women are the same.
yes.
There are there are biological differences, there are social differences, there are significant differences between cis women and trans women. But those words, cisgender and transgender, those adjectives, they describe the noun. The noun is woman. So we are both women. Cisgender women are
We are
women. Transgender women are women.
we are all women, but we're trans women. We're trans women, Adora. And I still love you.
Yeah,
I always
we're
support you.
transgender women.
But we're trans women, you know.
Yes, we are transgender women. Yes. And we are women. Because
We are
transgender
women.
is an adjective, not a noun.
I'm aware. I'm aware. I don't really get into the deep definitions of it, but I respect my mother and my grandmother, and when I look at them and what they've been through, and the fact that I'm here because of them, those are women. And I'm a trans woman, and we can agree to disagree. And
Okay,
I
fine.
still love you.
Leah,
Yes.
can you tell me what makes someone a woman exactly?
In my opinion, um, what makes someone a woman is being born a woman. We are trans women. We were not born women. And I already know that you're
We
going to give me the,
can we
I
agree,
know that, I know that you're
Leah?
going to give me the definitions and stuff like that, but I'm,
Leah,
I'm being, yes. Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
can we agree that women are adults?
Yes, we can.
So yeah, nobody is born a woman.
Yes, yes, women are born women.
Can a female be a child?
Yes.
Right. So then we have to acknowledge that there's a difference between being a female and being a woman.
And here we are now, Adora. We're kind of misconstruing words and putting them together to where they can validate trans women as being biological women, but that's just not the case in my
No.
opinion. I'm
What
sorry,
word am
you
I
can't
missing?
convince me.
I'm getting frustrated. I could
I'm
use one of my
sorry.
friends. I could use one of my
I'm
friends here.
sorry.
Someone wants to come up.
I
No,
Can I say something really quick?
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
So when it comes to being a biological woman, what do you mean by that? Because nobody's biologically a
A
woman.
biological woman to me, and is it Michelle or Michaela?
Yes, Michaela, yeah.
It's Michaela. Michaela, a biological woman to me is a woman that comes out of the womb,
Female?
a cisgendered woman.
So, okay, somebody that comes out of the womb female. All right, if somebody comes out of the womb intersex, what are they?
Whatever they decide to be, but that's not the case for trans women.
Do you think people can just decide what gender they are?
No, it wasn't a decision for me. I knew what I was, but a
Right.
biological woman is the woman that birthed me. We're
Okay, but
still kind of
you knew who you were, right? Intersex people
yes,
knew who they were. So I don't
yes.
understand why people can't be who they are. Do you also believe that trans women have to disclose that they're trans
Before any physical contact, yes,
before any physical contact?
yes,
Why?
because that could be deception. Like that's wrong.
But
I don't know. I don't think that's deception. I think if a trans
Michaela,
woman says that they're a
Michaela,
woman, I don't think that's deception.
Michaela, if a man, for example, men after I leave the club or the bar wherever I'm at, they will
Hmm.
come to me and give me their phone number. And if I'm interested, I will give them my phone number. I do
Okay.
not believe in at that very moment letting them know that I'm trans because for my safety, but I do believe that they should know before any physical contact. You never
Hmm.
know. Someone could have past trauma.
okay,
Someone
Leah,
could
Leah, no, their past trauma is not relevant. But when you disclose is up
I
to
don't,
you.
how is that not relevant? That's sad.
Leah, okay, that's your decision, right? And if that's what makes you feel comfortable, that's great for you. But
But it
that's
also makes them feel comfortable. It's about them too. It's not just about me, Michaela.
okay, but I'm saying it should be up to that woman if she wants to disclose any part of who she is to anyone. It
It
should
is
be
up
up
to
to
her.
her.
It is up to her, Michaela, but we live in the
Okay,
real world where people are dangerous. And if someone
right.
is against that, regardless of whether it's religion or trauma or just simply because they don't want to be with a trans woman, then that puts them in danger, and that's not okay.
But Leah, you have to also realize there are people that are vindictive, right?
Very much so. I know that.
So you can they can lie and being like you could text them and disclose to them who you are, right? Say that you are trans, and then they say okay, I'm okay with that until you are in a vulnerable place, like you invite them to go, like they invite you to go somewhere or to their house or something like that, and they harm you,
Yes,
right? Like
Michaela,
that
and that
happens.
and I hate to say it, but that is on the trans woman to kind of I mean we
How
all
is
have
on her?
to
No, no, I'm saying in the
Now you're
Michaela,
scenario.
victim
Michaela,
blaming.
Michaela, 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 please let me finish. That is on
You're
the
victim
trans
blaming.
woman that no 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 no. That is on the trans
Wait, I
woman.
just okay, Leah.
Just
I don't think you're
just
understanding the scenario I'm giving you though.
Michaela, can I please finish? That
Okay.
is on the trans woman as it is on any other woman to decide when she's talking to someone that she's interested in that this might be dangerous. It's on her to decide whether she wants to engage in it and
Okay, but
continue
that's
that
not what I'm
relationship.
saying though, Leah. That's not what I just said. What I'm saying is even if a trans woman discloses to that person that they are transgender, that doesn't mean that person won't hurt them. That's what I'm
It
saying.
it I know that. I know
Okay, so
that.
I'm saying
You're
and also people are vindictive. So they can pretend, "Oh, I'm okay with you being transgender" until you get into a vulnerable place and then they try to unalive you or hurt you.
I know that, and that is. I'm sorry, but it's up to you to use your instincts and to think as
That's
to whether you
victim
feel like it's
blame,
a safe space or not.
Leah.
And it's
That
not
is
victim
victim
blaming. It's
blaming.
not victim
How
blaming.
is
I'm
it?
sorry, it's not.
It is
It's
victim blaming. There, if somebody tries to
and
unalive somebody else, it's not the person's fault for being
I'm
unalived.
not saying that it's okay for them to do that. They should go to prison just like everyone else. They should. It's
But it's
not
not the
right.
trans
I'm
woman's
just
When
saying
this
fault.
we
when
have
this
to use our
happens, Leah,
instinct.
whose fault is it? When this happens, whose fault is it?
The person that does the harming, that's
Right,
whose fault
Okay,
it is.
not the victim.
right. And that's the
In
I
any
thing.
agree with
situation.
that. I agree with that. But what I'm
Okay.
saying is, as a trans woman, when you're dating, we all know that the world is dangerous. You have to think, and I'm not victim blaming. No, I'm not. And you can't say that I am. You have to just, you have to think, and you have to be on your on guard, trans or not. You have to.
Okay, but even if people do defensive things, right? It should be up to them on what makes them feel safe or what, like, for the situation, right? But you can't say across all cases disclosing that you're transgender is going to make you safer. You can't say that, Leah.
I didn't say that. I said me
Okay, so it
personally.
should be up to them. That's the only point that I'm making.
Can we respect the topic?
And the point that I'm making too is that I'm not agreeing with them people being harmed because they're trans. I never said that.
Okay, so why do you say that why do you say that they have to be called trans women instead of women?
Why? How are we getting back on this topic when we were just because
Because this
I
is the
told you that
topic of the live and the
I personally see them as two different things, Michaela, and we've talked about this before on different
Right.
lives. I've told you
Because,
this.
but Leah, do you understand that othering trans women and that entire rhetoric is quite literally what causes the trans community harm?
To a certain extent, yes.
And isn't calling trans women
I'm
disclosing
not
that they're
asking
transgender?
trans women to walk around with a trans woman tattooed on their forehead. I'm not asking them to do that. That's not what I'm asking them to do. But what I'm saying is you should respect someone enough to tell them that you're trans before any physical contact. And I don't care. I That's
But
just
Leah,
how
that's
I
not what I
feel.
Leah, can I interject here real quick?
yeah.
Do you think it's valid for transgender people to go stealth?
No,
Why?
it's not valid for anyone to still.
So a trans person must acknowledge that they are transgender, despite the fact that it can cause them dysphoria. Is that what you're saying?
Wait, what did you say?
You know what going stealth is, right?
I did not hear you. I'm sorry. I have my headphones in and they're kind of like
No.
not working
Yeah.
today.
So just so that everyone watching understands, going stealth is when a trans person reaches a point in their transition where they no longer tell anyone at all that they are transgender, because acknowledging that they are transgender causes them dysphoria. And dysphoria is very, very harmful to a transgender person. So I believe that going stealth is 100% valid. And at that point, you do not owe anybody disclosure for any reason. It is not lying. It is not
I'm
deception. None of that is owed.
I'm sorry, Adora, but I just simply have to disagree. I have to
So a trans
disagree.
person, so you're saying that a trans person must carry that dysphoria with them. They must.
No, I'm not saying carry it with them, but what I'm saying is learn to love yourself. And if you're so ashamed of your past and who you are, maybe just shouldn't. I don't know,
Who,
date at all. Like I don't know,
Leah,
but like
Leah,
What?
who says that people who go stealth are ashamed of themselves?
that's how it sounds.
No. Ah, my phone's going to crash again. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
can.
I can hear you are glitching though.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Adora, I still love you. I'm still a huge fan. Like, but I mean, I have to kind of my opinion is I'm a trans woman too, and my opinion matters just as much as